Bienvenue.
What's all this?
Robespierre. He's declared today a festival of the Supreme Being. A paean to the virtue of the nation and the citizen's duty toward it.
Why does that sound familiar?
As far as Templar doctrine goes, it's a loose interpretation.
We'll never get close to him in the middle of all this. We'd best retire and wait for a better opportunity.
Still thinking like an assassin. This time, I have the plan.
Oh? And what would that be?
Think like a Templar.
Amazing! Thought we were supposed to be rushing. Vive Robespierre! Bravo!
The Supreme Being ain't called for Robespierre. I'll eat my hat.
Ridiculous pomp and circumstance.
What now?
Robespierre is unassailable. He's got half the guard out in force. We'll never get within 10 yards of him.
Just what I said.
But he's not as popular as he was. The Purges, the Supreme Being cult. If we can discredit him, he's finished.
A massive public spectacle is the perfect venue.
Exactly. Paint him as a dangerous lunatic and his power will evaporate like snow in April. But we'll need some convincing evidence.
I have an idea where to start. You coming?
Meet me after. I have my own arrangements to make.
Notre heure est venue. L'heure du peuple. C'est nous qui dirigeons.
Épanoui, heureux de vivre.
Got you!
You'll run out of real estate.
Retourne dans ton terrier.
He has seen tyranny, crime, and deception reign on earth. At this moment, by engraving in the hearts of men the code of justice and equality, right there. Making liberty, good faith, and justice the order of the day for all centuries and for all people. He did not create things to devour the human species. Neither did he create streets to harness us like brute beasts to the carriage of the king. Give the world the example of faith, pride, perjury, avarice, debauchery, and falsehood of the world. To celebrate his power, he created men to help and to love him. He claimed happiness. Cannot reside among men without fear. Generous people. And supreme being freed the Republic, making liberty, good faith, and justice the order of the day for all centuries and for all people. He did not create things to devour the human speech. Neither did he create freaks to harness by brute beasts to the territory. Give the world the example of pride, perfidy, avarice, debauchery, and falsehood to the world. Why? But he created these things to celebrate his power. He created men to help and to love one another. He gave happiness to the powerful person. The author of nature links all mortals together in an immense chain of love and happiness. Terror the tyrants who have dared to break it. Friends, Republicans, it is up to you to cleanse the air they have known and restore the justice they have banished from it. Liberty and virtue. And render to the supreme being the only form worthy of him. People, let us surrender ourselves today under his order. Just ecstasy of pure joy. Tomorrow we shall again combat vices and tyrants. We shall give the world an example of republican virtue. That shall honor the supreme being more. The eternally happy day which the French people consecrate to the supreme being has finally he created offered him a sight so worthy of his eyes. He had pride and deception reign on earth. At this moment, he sees an entire nation at war with all the oppressors of the human race. Suspend its heroic efforts in order to raise its thoughts and vows to the great being who gave it the mission to undertake these efforts and the strength to execute them.
Let's see. Incriminating evidence. Incriminating evidence.
Justice and equality, right there, the just sentence of tyrants. His voice at the very beginning of time decreed the Republic.
Merlin, Tallien, Bourdon. These are all deputies of the National Convention. Lists of political figures written in the hand of a man fond of sending his rivals to the guillotine. Yes, these should do nicely.
Pride, perfidy, avarice, debauchery, and falsehood to the world. But he created the universe to celebrate his power. He created men to help and to love one another, and to attain happiness through the power. The author of nature linked all mortals together in an immense chain of love and happiness. Perish the tyrants who have dared to break it. Friends, Republicans, it is up to you to cleanse the earth they have sullied and to restore the justice they have banished from it. Liberty and virtue issue together from the breast of the Supreme Being. One cannot reside among men without zeal. Generous people, do you want to triumph over all your enemies? Practice justice and render to the Supreme Being the only form of worship worthy of him. People, let us surrender ourselves today under his auspices to the just ecstasy of pure joy. Tomorrow we shall again combat vices and tyrants. We shall give the world an example of republican virtue. That shall honor the supreme being more. The eternally happy day.
Clever son of a...
Supreme being
Where?
has finally arrived. Offered him sight so worthy of his own. He has seen tyranny, crime, and deception reign on earth. At this
Something's
moment,
not right.
he sees an entire nation
Something's
at
not
war with all
right.
the oppressors of the human race. Suspend its heroic efforts in order to raise its thoughts and vows to the great being
Where are
who
you,
gave it the
citizen?
mission to undertake these efforts and the strength to execute them. Did not his immortal hand by engraving in the hearts of men the coat of justice and equality. Right there, the just sentence.
Citizen, what's the
What
matter?
the devil's wrong with you?
Help?
Huh?
My sim-
Beginning, you there, read the Republic, making liberty, and for all people. He did not create kings to devour the human race. Neither did he create priests to harness us like brute beasts to the carriages of kings, to give the world the example of faith, pride, perfidy, avarice, debauchery, and falsehood to the world. But he created the universe to celebrate his power. He created men to help and to love one another, and to attain happiness through the path of virtue. The author of nature brings all mortals together in an immense chain of love and happiness. Perish the tyrants who have dared to break it. Friends, Republicans, to cleanse the earth they have sullied, and to restore the justice they have banished from it. And virtue issued together from the breast of the Supreme Being. One cannot reside among men without zeal. Generous
Lieutenant.
people, do you want to triumph over all your enemies? Practice justice and
Lieutenant.
render to the Supreme Being the only form worthy of him. Peace. Let us surrender ourselves today under his auspices. Just ecstasy of tomorrow we shall again combat vices and tyrants. We shall give the world an example of Republican virtue that shall honor the Supreme Being more. The eternally happy day which the French people consecrate to the Supreme Being has finally arrived. Never has the world he created offered him a sight so worthy of his. The eternally happy day which the French people consecrate to the Supreme Being has finally arrived.
Well,
A list of names. 50 or so deputies of the National Convention, all written in Robespierre's hand and all opposed to him.
I imagine those good gentlemen would be quite interested to know they're on that list. First, Monsieur Robespierre brought his own refreshments. Strike the guards, I have no doubt.
Distract the guards. Right.
Armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism. They can no more tear the world from... Yes, armed in turn. Daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism. They can no more tear the world from... Armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism. People fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies.
Terribly sorry.
That would be the place for them. They can no more tell it. People fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies. They can no more tear the world from... Fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies. How guilty am I? And we must be compassionate toward the good. We must be generous, passionate toward the unfortunate,
and inexorable toward the wicked. We must be generous toward the good, compassionate toward the unfortunate, and inexorable toward the wicked.
Monsieur Robespierre brought his own refreshments. Distract the guards. I have an idea.
Distract the guards.
Or on
Right.
anything that depends upon the fortune or perversity of another. Armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism, they can no more tear the world from... Yes, armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism, they can no more tear the world from... Armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism. Yes. People.
You don't want this wine, mademoiselle. It's diluted for Monsieur Robespierre.
My mistake.
People fear no more their people fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies. That would be the place for them. They can no more tear the wicked. People fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies. They can no more tear the world from...
What the hell's going on? That's odd.
It is wisdom, above all.
Monsieur Robespierre brought his own refreshments. Distract the guards. I have an idea.
Distract the guards. Right.
We must be generous toward the good, compassionate toward the unfortunate, and inexorable toward the wicked. We must be compassionate toward the good. We must be generous, compassionate toward the unfortunate, and inexorable toward the wicked. We must be generous toward the good, compassionate toward the unfortunate, and inexorable toward the wicked.
You think you can have? You
Let us
out
not
now.
act on unalloyed prosperity, triumph on obstacles, or on anything.
Stay on him. Here it comes.
On unalloyed prosperity,
Bloody hell.
or on anything that depends upon the fortune or perversity of another. Armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poison of atheism, they can no more tear the world. Armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism, they can no more tear the world from... Yes, armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism, they can no more tear the world from... Armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism. People fear their sacrilegious conspiracies. People fear no more their people fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies.
You out now.
My mistake.
That would be the place for them. They can no more tear the wicked. People fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies. They can no more tear the world from... People fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies.
So slow.
Bravo! Let our enemy drive from the attack. We must be generous. The good. Compassionate or the unfortunate. And we must be compassionate.
Monsieur Robespierre brought his own refreshments. Distract the guards. We have no deal.
Distract the guards. Right.
Let us not count on unalloyed prosperity, triumph or on anything that depends upon the fortune or perversity of another. Armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poison of atheism, they can no more tear the world from and the poison of atheism, they can no more tear the world from armed in turn with the daggers of fanaticism and the poisons of atheism.
What the?
People. Sacrilegious conspiracies.
You must have veered off back there.
People fear no more their people fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracy.
Hey, wait a minute.
That would be graceful. But there are no more terrorists.
Working too
People
hard.
fear no more their
Bloody
sacrilegious
shadows.
conspiracies. They can no more tear the world from
You, out, now!
sacrilegious conspiracies. It is wisdom, above all, that our guilty enemies want to drive
Arrivé là cette nuit. Plutôt que tu seras en terre, mieux ce sera.
compassionate for the unfortunate, and we must be compassionate.
C'est vite! Oui, courir!
Combien de semaines es-tu là?
Generous, compassionate for the unfortunate, and inexorable. We must be generous for the good, compassionate for the unfortunate, and inexorable for the wicked.
How did I get? Causes hallucinations. This will make him look mad. Now we have to make him look dangerous.
The list of names.
It must fall into the right hands, anonymously. If our involvement gets out, it'll tip Germain off.
Leave that part to me.
He has returned to nothingness, monster, the spirit of faith.
Robespierre natters on about freedom and mercy, while thousands go to the
Then
guillotine.
fills the world
Don't
disappear with
this.
him.
He would choke on his own grief.
What can we do? Orders horse. The committee stands behind him.
Kings, stop that! If they can no longer disfigure the divinity with superstition in order to implicate him in their transgressions, they endeavor to banish him from the earth, to reign alone. Fear no more conspiracies. They can no more tear the world from the breast of its author than the remorse from their not in their power to annihilate you completely. Man, whoever you are, you can't defeat evil. You can attack, you can
toward everyone. Let us be ardent and obstinate in our anger against sworn tyrants. In the heat of pain, patient in our terrible during setbacks, modest and vigilant in success. Think well of yourself.
Don't never take a day off around
People,
here.
fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies. They can no more tear the world than the remorse from their own hearts. Let nature and wisdom all its things. The supreme being is not destroyed. Let us not have
Look at them strutting with courage. The cult of the supreme being, indeed.
Steady hand, the best you, Reggie. Or an apple.
Think well of yourself. Let us not count on unalloyed prosperity, on triumph without obstacles, or on anything that depends upon the fortune or perversity of another. Let us be serious and discreet in all our deliberations, as men who determine the interests of the whole world. Let us be serious and discreet in all our deliberations, as men who determine the interests of the whole world. Let us be generous toward those who are good, compassionate toward the unfortunate, inexorable toward the wicked, just toward everyone. Let nature thus regain all its magnificence, and wisdom all its empire. The supreme being is not destroyed. Let us... count on unalloyed prosperity, triumph without obstacles, or on anything that depends upon the fortune or perversity of another. Let us be ardent and obstinate in our anger against life, imperturbable in the heat of danger, patient in our work, terrible during harvest, and vigilant in success. Again, think well of yourself. People, fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies. They can no more tear the world from the breast of its author than the remorse from their own hearts. Let us depend only on our constancy and our virtue. You who are wretched, hold up your woeful head. You can again raise your eyes to the sky with impunity. People, fear no more their sacrilegious conspiracies. They can no more tear the world from the breast of its author than the remorse from their own hearts. Let us not count on unalloyed prosperity, on triumph without obstacles, or on anything that depends upon the fortune or perversity of another. You who are wretched, hold up your woeful head. you can again raise your eyes to the sky
Conduct
with
unbecoming
impunity.
me. Who the hell does
Let
Robespierre
us
think he
depend
is?
only on
Jealous
our
of your
constancy
success, most like.
and our virtue.
Yes.
That should
Let
set
nature
things
be
in
it.
motion.
What is it, sir?
And wisdom all its
It is wisdom, above all, that our guilty enemies want to drive from the Republic. To wisdom alone does it belong to consolidate the prosperity of empire.
Being a list of enemies of the revolution.
500 names here.
Robespierre's gone too far this time.
That set the fox in the hen house.
Pity the hens. Now what?
We wait. It won't take long. Once Robespierre has lost the support of the people, he'll be no more use to Germain. And when Germain abandons him...
He's vulnerable. Let's go.
Don't make this harder than it has to be. Give me a name! There's only two ways.
Hello, Arno.
Oh, merci. Dieu vous le rendra.
Enchanté de votre visite, monsieur.
J'imagine bien la bague au doigt.
Bienvenue dans mon échoppe, citoyen.